What we do know is see the red area there Saturday night and into Sunday. The coldest air of the season so far is headed our way. A couple snow showers out there now. I'll show you on the radar coming up, but we're above that freezing mark in most areas today. And if we see any issues on the roadways, it'll be well to the northeast of the metro today. But it's Saturday that gets really interesting around a large part of the area here. Saturday and Sunday, that really chilly air, of course. We have temperatures for you at 29 Saturday, 15 on Sunday for that high. And those overnight lows in the single digits as we get into Sunday morning and also Monday morning. But look what happens next week. We actually jump up to 51 on Tuesday and also Wednesday in the 50s and Thursday in the 50s. So we're going to swing back all the way the other direction and warm up. But before that happens, we have to make it through this bitterly cold weekend, Saturday night into Sunday. Again, bitterly cold air and a chance of some light snow. Allow some extra time to wherever you're going Saturday because we have to watch that radar and any snow that does develop. Right now, a little bit of wind out there, but not much. No big gusts, and the wind chill, though, is at about 30 at Creve Coeur, 32 Wildwood, 33 in Eureka, and Alton coming in at about 29. So there's just a little bit of a wind chill. And over the next several days here, several hours, I should say, we're going to be above that freezing mark until we get to way late tonight. So any of this snow that's now moving into, again, part of the area here, it looks like some of this isn't reaching the ground, but some of it is. So we'll watch Pike County and the northern areas here and check those temperatures. Here's that stream of moisture again with that first batch of winter weather. And it's just now entering Pike County, and then eventually it comes down into the metro. So we'll zoom into Bowling Green and Hannibal and also Mexico, a couple of flurries flying through there. And that future cast, there it is. That tells the story. St. Louis northward, all the way through Jerseyville, and also Alton and Edwardsville. We'll just watch a couple of snow showers in here throughout the evening hours and mainly north and east of St. Louis. And then if we get into the next few days, things look good until we get to later Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. There's that another batch of snow here. We'll have to see how far it goes south. But what we do know is that bitterly cold air is coming into play here. So Saturday, 10:30 in the morning, we're in the 20s. Jerseyville about 17. At 3 p.m., we're at 18 in Alton, 21 in St. Louis. And whatever moisture we have in the atmosphere is actually squeezed out of the atmosphere. So again, that snow shower activity is very possible in the area here, if not likely, as we get into Saturday night. And we're down in the teens, even at 9:30 at night. Jerseyville down to 10. And here we go towards the midnight hour. Those temperatures are about 12 in St. Louis. And Saturday snow totals forecast at this point. Again, we're looking at about an inch in the northern areas here and likely just a trace to maybe a half an inch St. Louis northward, then further south. Not as much, but the cold is the big story, and the futurecast wind chills down well below zero. Here's 6 a.m. on Sunday and about -10 in St. Louis. So snow probabilities, here we go. 1 inch, 24% chance of that happening. So not expecting even an inch or 2 or 4 or 6. So at this point, very light snow expected as we get into Saturday. And then watch what happens next week. Here's Wednesday. That futurecast is showing rain, and that is when we see those 50s arrive into the area. So Saturday, watching that light snow chance, and Sunday 15 for that high temperature. Excuse me. And as we get into next week, there it is, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're in the 50s.
Power outages can often happen during winter storms. Walker Lawson has some advice for staying safe when your power goes out.
There are ways you can stay safe. The Red Cross of South Carolina recommends having a kit before the first flakes fall.
If you lose power, you lose water. So make sure you have, water for your family members. We always like to say at least 3 days worth. Hopefully power wouldn't be out that long, but we never know.
Rebecca Jordan, executive director for the Red Cross of South Carolina, says using batteries is better for lighting than candles and to keep blankets to stay warm.
A lot of home fires in South Carolina, on average 6 a day. So we don't want people to use candles. I mean, even without losing power, we sometimes see people use space heaters and maybe have them too close to curtains or a sofa where then they ignite. So we do see fires, but a lot of fires start in the kitchen. So.
That's when Columbia Fire has to respond. Mike DeSuma, Public Information Officer with Columbia Fire, says during these events, they respond most to accidents on the roadways, but there's always a risk for fires.
If you haven't, used your fireplace in a while, during a storm event is not really the time to just fire it up and see what happens. You got to make sure your fireplace is good to burn. It's really good if you've burned it in already and know it's safe to go. Definitely making sure you have a screen in front of your fireplace to prevent any embers from flying out there and catching stuff on fire.
DeSuma advises people to have a friend or family's place to go if it's cold and you lose power.
Window treatments can help save you money in your heating costs this winter. The Energy Department estimates in an average home, 1/3 of heat is lost through the windows. You can prevent some of that from happening by keeping the drapes or shades closed at night. That can actually act as an extra layer of insulation between your home and the windows. This helps keep up to 10% more heat inside your home, which can lower your energy bill. And don't forget about your plants in the winter. Experts say 24 hours before a big freeze, water your plants deeply, soaking them all the way down to the root. That will help insulate vegetables, herbs, and flowers. You can also get covers to protect your plants. One expert says he uses Christmas lights.
Just covering a plant when it goes down below freezing and stays below freezing for 2 days, that is a penetrating cold, and a cover oftentimes is not enough. I figured out that if you put Christmas lights around a plant, especially if it's soil, and plug them in, they're heaters. It's an indoor-outdoor heater.
You can also try adding mulch to any landscaping beds and on top of soil for newly planted shrubs and trees. That will also help insulate plants in the freezing weather. And just like people and plants, extreme cold can also be harmful to your pets. Experts say a good rule of thumb is if you're cold outside, your animals will be too.
If you have a very young or very old animal, they're even more susceptible to the cold. So if pets do have to be outside, make sure that they're cuddly and safe and warm. There are ways to weatherproof things for animals that maybe, you have a community cat you're caring for. Lots of great stuff you can do there. But for your pets, just please bring them inside. It is far too cold. Additionally, cats and small mammals might seek shelter near or under your car. So honk the horn, tap on that top of the car, get them out of there. Wipe your pet's paws off if you have salt or other chemicals on the pavement, and just use your best judgment.
Veterinarians and other experts also recommend snow boots for your dogs to protect their paws. It can also help them keep safe from the ice when it melts, which can be toxic for pets, and prevent them from getting frostbite. Yes, dogs can get frostbite too if the temperature is below 32 degrees. The American Kennel Club says dogs' tails, ears, nose, and paws are more susceptible. Well, that does it for us today on this Weather Impact Special. I'm Jessica Janner Castro. Thanks so much for watching, and stay safe and warm this winter.